Go Island is brought to you by German Auto Import Network.
A little look back at 2013 with Nanaimo Mayor John Ruttan today on Go Island, and we'll look ahead to 2014.
Stockings for seniors in Parksville, keeping your child safe with Child Find BC, and the boys are on a mission. That and more in the next 30 minutes.
You are watching Go Island on Shaw TV Channel 4. We'll join Nanaimo Mayor John Ruttan for a reflection on some of the highlights and lowlights of the past 12 months and a look ahead to what's sure to be an exciting year in municipal politics here in Nanaimo. But first, not everyone finds themselves surrounded by family and loved ones this time of year. There's a program operated through SOS in Parksville that ensures everyone gets a Christmas stocking. You're watching Go Island on Shaw TV Channel 4. This is our last conversation with Nanaimo Mayor John Ruttan for the year 2013. Hard to believe that time is going as quickly as it is, but it is. And an issue that came up on the front page of the Nanaimo News Bulletin earlier this week was youth in politics, and maybe a little bit of a hard go. And here in Nanaimo, of course, George Anderson being very young and them having to maybe push a little harder, work a little harder to be taken seriously and heard. Do you think that that's valid?
Well, I think George believes that, and to a certain extent it might be. But, you know, he has really accomplished a great deal in the time he's been on council. And he's a man with a commitment and with a vision. And you know, really, I think he typifies the youth of today in a very good way. And really what we want to see is more people, more young people getting involved in politics.
And there was a recent e-town hall meeting to engage some of the younger demographics in the community through the social media avenues. And another initiative, a youth advisory committee council. What's that all about?
Well, it's a committee that we're setting up at the city, and George Anderson is helping us, Councillor Anderson is helping us do that as well. And we're trying to find a vehicle, if you wish, or an opportunity for younger people to have their say, to be heard. And a lot of times that's all they really want. You know, they have viewpoints, and they often think because the youth at their age, they're not being listened to. But I don't think that's the case. And particularly those that have strong messages to deliver, this is will be a great venue. This is what the city wants to set up, and I think we're going to have some very positive results.
And we're going to be back with more after a short break, looking back on the year 2013 and ahead to 2014.
Still ahead, making sure missing children get found and on the clock with Todd and Derek. That's still to come today on Go.
Did you know that quitnow.ca offers a wide range of full support smoking cessation programs for free? There's 24/7 phone support, talk directly with a care coach, educated and trained in tobacco dependence, and motivational interviewing to help you develop a personalized quit plan for you, text support and email support, sending positive motivational messages your way, Tobacco-free Tuesdays, quit smoking for 24 hours, be eligible to enter some great prizes on the first Tuesday of every month. Go to quitnow.ca, change your life, quit smoking for good.
You're watching Go Island on Shaw TV Channel 4. Every parent has perhaps experienced for a brief moment the fear of losing their child, and no parent wants their child to end up being like Michael Dunahee, who went missing and has still not been found. We're going to throw things down to Paul Beilstein in Victoria for a look inside Child Find BC to see what they do. Not something that any parent wants to think about even for a moment. It only takes a split second to be terrified that something like that is going to happen to your child. You are watching Go Island on Shaw TV Channel 4. We're here with Nanaimo Mayor John Ruttan. At Nanaimo City Council meeting on Monday night, there were about 100 items presented as milestones, accomplishments that had been looked at, addressed by City Council in 2013. Are there any that stand out for you more than others?
Well, it was a long list. You're right. It was over 100, and when you try to isolate just one or two, but I think an update on the hotel was important. You know that the Suzhou Youth Travel Services has acquired the site. They want to build this hotel. It's going to be 21 stories and 240 rooms, so we're excited about that, and it's still progressing.
So you think there was a lot of progress in the past year on that particular project?
Much so. Very much so. And we're also working very closely trying to see the fast passenger-only service reestablished between Nanaimo and Vancouver. That's exciting, and it's not there, but we're working closely with the proponents, and hopefully we're going to see some happening there. I think one of the ones that I was particularly pleased with is working very closely with School District 68 to see a land exchange between the city and School District 68. And these were lands that were surplus to their needs, as we had lands that we could trade off as well. And it was a wonderful fit, a great opportunity. The lands that we were anxious to get back, like Pioneer Park at the north end, was surplus to their needs, and we had areas, the city, that they were very interested in. I think it was a very unique situation. It was really a one-off. I don't think it'll ever be done again. There was no money transacted from either side, and everyone got with what they wanted, and so it was an ideal situation.
Would you say that Colliery Dams was one of the most challenging issues to come up last year?
Yeah, I think it surely was, and it surely is, because, well, it's an ongoing thing. We've developed the short-term mitigation plan, which has been approved. Now we're phasing into the longer-term mitigation plan and working through that. And we've had a lot of support and help from the various groups. The Save the Colliery Dam Society has been very active and supportive, in principle, of a lot of the issues. And I know our city staff have worked very, very hard, and we're hoping that we're going to come away with a definitive solution very early in the new year.
Obviously, there's lots of issues, topics, concerns that we haven't touched on here, looking back very, very briefly on 2013. How would you describe overall the mood, the energy of the year this year in politics?
I think it's good, I really believe that. It seems like generally people are a little bit more optimistic. They seem to feel that there is an improvement economically, certainly in Nanaimo, but I think in Western Canada. The economy in the United States is coming back. Asia, of course, is going great guns. Europe has had challenges, but it looks like it's slowly turning the corner and coming back. So I would like to think that the next 2 and possibly 3 years will be good years of growth, and we'll look to see what happens in the future.
Great. When we come back on this edition of Go Island, we will look ahead briefly to 2014. It is an election year, so it should be interesting. You're watching Go Island on Shaw TV Channel 4. There are only a couple weeks left in 2013. Looking ahead to 2014, as far as municipal politics go, it is an election year. Things can get interesting, sometimes a little bit crazy. Do you anticipate any big issues coming up with the election this year?
Well, I don't know if there'll be big issues, but there's undoubtedly going to be a lot of issues, and we always call it the silly season, so you never know which way it's going to go. Anything can happen, so yeah, we're looking forward to it.
And on maybe more of a personal note, is your name going to be on the ballot in 2014?
Well, that's something I've taken into consideration, and well, we'll see. It's a little bit early. In a lot of ways, I would like to be around when the hotel opens, because that was near and dear to me, but we'll wait and see. A lot of things depends. It's still almost a year away, so.
Right. I'm tempted to ask if you're getting any sense, are we going to have a lot of the same people running? Are there people moving on? But like you say, it's still 10, 11 months away. I'm getting excited for the silliness already.
Well, and it will be. So don't worry, it'll be there. But yeah, I think a lot of the same people will probably choose to run again. That's just a guess on my part. I haven't had the conversation with any of them yet. And I've talked to a couple of people on council, and they seem undecided at this point as well. It's a big commitment to make too. It's 3 years, and if you start it and after 6 months say, "Gee, I don't think I like this, I'm going to quit," you don't. So yeah, it's a very important decision, and they're going to take some time, make their mind, and then make a commitment, because that's what they have to do.
Okay, now looking ahead to 2014, you just came out of a meeting. Which could be a sort of a win-win situation between the city and some businesses.
Well, basically, you're absolutely right. And what it is, there was a very extensive discussion on sponsorship opportunities in Nanaimo, and really whether the city is interested in pursuing this. It could be naming buildings, the Nanaimo Ice Center, the Nanaimo Aquatic Center, and so on. I'm not suggesting it should be done, but for my part, I'm simply saying it's something that needs to be investigated. A lot of both large and small communities are doing this, and they're doing it for the basic reason of trying to offset costs. Costs continue to go up. Taxes continue to go up, and so
We continue to want more in the
yes,
process.
That is it. I mean, people want more services, and so you either have to pay for them with your own money, or the sponsorship opportunities may provide a venue where people can get sponsorship outside of sponsorship and make it financially viable.
New Year's resolutions, I haven't said mine yet. Have you?
Well, I haven't set mine yet, but I'm probably going to really defer back to the same old, same old. Every year they ask me the same question. I don't mean they, of course, but generally.
Right. Well,
but
now I
people,
feel so
no,
cliche and typical, yeah.
No, what a whiner. No, it's nothing like that at all. But what it is, they keep saying, well, what are you going to do? And my resolution, which I really want to believe that I'm going to tell myself the truth. I really want to get involved on a really active program. I've been a member of a club, exercise group for about 7 or 8 years, actually longer than that, if the truth be known. And I still have my membership in this.
How many times have you been?
This week? No, or this year. I think they're both about the same. But no, I really need to make a commitment because, you feel so much better when you're active. You feel so much better if you have a program, and it has to be sustained. So once again, I'll be promising myself, get out there, get on with it, and get the job done.
And we've got all these people out here watching right now that will help to hold you accountable to that. So there you go.
Well,
we'll see John at the gym in 2014 once, perhaps 3 times weekly. We're going to throw things over to a couple of guys who get a lot of running on the job every day. They're trying to beat the clock. When they run really fast and pressing the keys like crazy, it just makes me laugh. I thought maybe they were going to lose that one, but no. I need some help. Send me some clues to kate.bergen@sjrb.ca. Little tidbits of information about the community that we can turn into a riddle to stump the boys next year. Thanks for watching this edition of Go Island. We'll see you next time.
Go Island is brought to you by German Auto Import Network. Clothing supplied by Catwalk Fashions. Kate's Hair and Aesthetics provided by Maffeo Salon.